Okay, so hi everybody, thanks for coming. We're going to be talking about the Ambassador Program today. So quickly what we're going to cover, so why we started the program, what the key aims are, where our ambassadors are from, and then how you can become an ambassador, and then just some quick time for Q&A. So looking at this, this is a map of all the user groups we have around the world. So it's a really big thing to be able to cover for the foundation. So this is big part of the reason why we started the program, to be able to have those key contacts in regions across the world and to be able to get good communication and feedback. And also, part of it is also that cultural knowledge that we may not necessarily have. So what are our key aims from having this program? One is improving communication. So we want to be able to have good contact with our user groups, be able to know their needs and what they want to achieve and how we can assist with that. Secondly is mentoring and advice. So by having our ambassadors in these particular regions, if we have a new user group come along, they can help mentor and give tips and things that they can do to get their user group going. And even members of the community who are new to OpenStack, they're a great champion, I guess, to help guide them in their journey of OpenStack. And then the third one is advocating for OpenStack. So that's speaking at events, joining the summit, and those sorts of things. And then lastly is for our ambassadors to have that local knowledge. There's a lot of cultural norms that we may not be necessarily aware of, so them being the communication point, they'll also have those things that we may not necessarily know locally about the culture. Okay, so what kind of the tasks are required of being an ambassador? So they help act as a liaison between user groups, the foundation, and the community. They help assist in user group best practice. So to become an ambassador, they've probably also run a user group for a little while as well. They help represent the community via speaking opportunities, whether it's at summits or local OpenStack days or even at a user group meetup. And then they also report on activities in their region. We get a few statistics, we find out what's going on. Is there anything that needs to be done as well that we can help facilitate with at the foundation? They help get that information to us. So this is our current set of ambassadors we have across the world. We're pretty much covered, except, okay, I'll say not in Australia, but we're getting there. So if you need a local contact, these guys are the people to talk to. So how do you become an ambassador? So firstly, usually we want you guys to run a user group. So then we know that you've had experience in the region of just at least getting one thing run and organised, and you've also got those contacts. But we're also open to seeing how someone's run an event, such as a hackathon, or being involved, and also involved with the technology. Hoping you might have taken some leadership positions, so that does include something like running an event or taking on a speaking opportunity at a summit. And then lastly, the written formal part is the application. So we have a Google Doc, and it just has some questions like, how have you been involved today? What's your vision for the community? What can you bring to the role? How are you going to advocate for OpenStack? It's all those sorts of questions. And then based on that, we assess your application, and then we go from there. So this is a really helpful link. This has all the information that is really helpful to know, such as who our ambassadors are, how you can get started, what's involved, even more detail that I've gone into today. And then now we're already on the Q&A. So do we have any questions in the audience? No? Okay. Well, actually, we have one of our ambassadors here. Shirley, do you want to jump up? So spontaneous.
Hello. Hi. I am Sheila Saby, and I am ambassador for the East Coast of the US. And I started with the OpenStack Northern Virginia user group. It's about 2 years old. We have about 600 people part of the group. We meet bi-monthly or sometimes monthly if we have additional speakers. And yeah, it's a great program. I'm excited to help facilitate the East Coast user groups for OpenStack and help them with what they need to have a successful event.
So what are some of the things you've done so far as an ambassador?
Well, so far, since the Boston Summit, I became an ambassador, and I've moved actually to Philadelphia. So I've gotten in touch with the organizers in Philadelphia, and I'm going to see how I can help there. I've also been analyzing and kind of researching, going through the groups that already exist and seeing. I have noticed we have a few that have slower activity, trying to see if we can get them some speakers, or if they need to find sponsors for the events, how we can get companies to help them, maybe cater food or get some beer or something to get things going.
And last question, what is your vision as an ambassador for the next, let's say, 6 months to the next summit?
Let's see, my vision. I'd love to get all the groups to be very active. So I would love to get into meetup.com and see that there are groups meeting quite often and not stale for 6 months or 7 months. Also love to get the ambassadors organized. Sonia and I and a couple others, few others, we got together and we talked about how the ambassadors can communicate better. So I think we put together the mailing list and a Slack channel so that we can talk and help each other out through this whole thing.
Fantastic. So thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for the spontaneous jumping up at the last minute. So if there's no further questions, yeah, thank you.